on red side right now, or will just get first picked. It's incredibly dangerous.
You know, I actually chatted with OQ a little bit before the matches today, and I was like, so you feel pretty good against SBENU? You think it's going to be pretty easy? And he's like, no, actually, I think we're going to have to try pretty hard. So,
well,
I don't know if he's just saying that. He might just be saying that.
They did say that they got overly cocky against Anarchy, which was part of their downfall in that best of three.
I think that's fairly obvious, yeah. Yeah.
So maybe they learned a lesson. Maybe not.
I would hope so. I mean, if you look at their matches after that, it seems like they kind of picked it up a little bit more in terms of seriousness with which they approach matches. But the coaches are in the booths right now, which means we're getting very close. So we're into picks and bans for SBENU Sonicboom versus NaJin e-mFire. There's that Rise ban against Duke. Yeah, I think we're going to see that pretty much every game from here on out until the nerf bat hits.
I'm actually surprised they banned it out on blue side when you could just force NaJin to ban it instead. We'll see what their priority ends up being, though.
Well, maybe just not willing to even entertain first picking it, I suppose, at this point. We don't know if Sol can play that Rise. I mean, you'd think anyone could point and click, but maybe Sol's not comfortable doing that, you know?
I think that
Tarek is really hard.
You have to be pretty confident in your ability to play Rise. Although Rise now has a skill shot, Doa, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right. He is like 33% more hard to play now. More hard. Harder. English is hard apparently too. There's the Alistar ban against Pure. Of course, the Kalista ban as well. The Varus ban coming in against Saucon. Kind of interesting, but SBENU has ran it in the past. Yeah,
ran it in their last composition, in fact. Had some good poke with between the Varus and the Lucian. It's a pretty nice siege comp.
Yeah.
A lot of mid-game power through Rumble. That's pretty good. And what will we see from SBENU? If we don't see any bans against Goong's champion pool, this is going to be pretty nice for NaJin because Goong not known for playing a whole hell of a lot of champions.
Well, they're letting, Goong's champion pool get through unopposed, but also that Gragas hasn't been banned yet. Do you think they're going to maybe try to first pick it?
Yeah, there's a...
Zed ban seems a bit odd. Goong has not...
But Goong is a really good Zed player.
You know, this is like maybe a scrims thing that we don't know about. Maybe Goong's playing a lot more Zed lately, but we haven't seen it yet this season.
Could also be that they want a Zir, and
that could be.
Zed does deal with the Zir quite well in lane, or another pick that Zed could be a possible counter to. But Goong is really good at Zed, so that's occasionally we'll see that. And there's the Gragas ban. They don't want SBENU to first pick it, so where do you go from here? Do you take a LeBlanc perhaps early on? Could take the Rek'Sai, even though there still are a lot of junglers available.
Yeah, we'll see what Watch decides to go with. Evelyn's been ever popular, but Sejuani is, of course, a strong pick for him as well. They haven't locked it in. Do you think there's a possibility of like a first pick Azir or something? Or a Maokai? Maokai makes sense.
Goong's not an Azir player, so you don't really need to take that away.
No, that's true.
At any given time, you kind of know what Goong's champion pool is, so...
Yeah. It's Assassins. Spoiler alert.
Cassiopeia. Right now.
Only because he has to. He's like, oh, Reach, do I have to play Cassiopeia? And Reach is like, yes, you do, Goong. She's really good right now. And it's like, oh, man.
And it's interesting, too, because it seems like NaJin has kind of found an identity. They were running that Vayne, Ahri combo for a while, where they just break the enemy team up and they focus on skirmishing with Goong and OQ on these single-target damage pickups. So... We'll see what they decide to do here.
Well, I feel like Sejuani Maokai would be a pretty powerful combination. The Nautilus, too. Again, we talked about the priority they put on that. And NaJin, one of the few teams outside of Jin Air where it could be labeled as a flex pick potentially as well, too, but probably going to the bot lane.
Yeah, the Sivir lock-in continues with the trend we've seen. NaJin moving in after they got rocked by SKT and decided that maybe the Jinx and Vayne were not quite as good as they once thought. And so now they're just going for some very strong engage with Sivir and Nautilus.
Got to practice some Zac before the pool party skin gets out. Oh, not this game, though. Maybe the Vayne coming in for Nuclear here.
I don't think you want to play Vayne into Nautilus ult.
I generally wouldn't. But who can surmise the mind of Nuclear? Well, Amumu seems like he's got an ult that would be easily spell shielded. A Q as well. That would be easily spell shielded too. There we go.
So Thresh, much more standard pickup as they lock it in. Not really showing us too much in terms of their draft. The question is, does this Vayne get locked in? And it does. So they may be able to feed Vayne early on if they can get this Rek'Sai into the lanes.
Yeah.
But that is, I don't know, you can spell shield a lot in that 2v2 lane if it's going to be Nautilus Sivir.
I think their competition has the flaw of counting on catch to do something too.
That is very true.
That's it's harsh. It's harsh to say, but it's legitimate, guys. Sorry, Catch.
Yeah, Catch has definitely been the worst jungler so far this season.
Yeah. I would even wager to say by far.
Yes, it's not really close. Although Tucson has his own unique issues right now.
That's true. You know, but it's a role swap for him. You know, he's learning the jungle thing. So Rumble maybe for Duke, and watch pick up the Evelyn wouldn't be too surprising, I suppose. Although, with this composition, do you feel like you like the Sejuani ult a little bit more? Well, I suppose Evelyn fills a similar role, so.
But I never like Evelyn into Rek'Sai. What's the point? Evelyn is not a very strong jungler in the weak game, has worse engage than Sejuani. Plus, you have to factor in more. You could always flank on Sejuani and maybe make that work, but you also could just engage straight on. It's very difficult to engage from Evelyn unless you have that flank. And with the Tremor Sense, it takes away Evelyn's main strong point.
It's all part of the catch effect. You're playing a champion that you know will maybe bait him to try something, and then you kill him in the jungle. Ooh, and Victor, of course, is back now.
And the Nunu possibility in the top lane, actually. We don't actually know whether the Rek'Sai or the Nunu could be going into top, so there is a little bit of flex right there. Odds are it would be the Rek'Sai in top.
He's got the Smite chosen for his summoner spell, so yeah, probably is a Rek'Sai top. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Smite top Nunu.
Probably not. Probably want to take Flash there. And it's going to be a top Fizz instead. Okay. Something that is very highly prioritized in China right now.
Yeah. Or Jungle Fizz.
Let's get a top Fizz.
Jungle Fizz incoming.
With the Smite, it's going to be top Fizz. And it's just, Fizz has, when you get a lot of CDR on Fizz, he is very disruptive. My issue with Fizz is that he doesn't offer as much in terms of crowd control in the late game, and his teleport play, his teleport ganks are not great. If you have to make a play in the bottom lane, Rumble with that equalizer is going to be incredibly terrifying, whereas the Fizz, not so scary.
Man, this Vayne is going to be very vulnerable against his team NaJin has put together. You've got the LeBlanc in there. You've got the Nautilus ult, of course, to set things up, but Nuclear is going to have to play a pretty spectacular Vayne game, I think, to give his team a chance here.
Also, that equalizer is going to be devastatingly effective in the mid game because they're not really going to have much tankiness here.
Yeah.
I would imagine these roles are going to switch. There we go. They are finally swapping the Victor and the Fizz. But the Fizz to me is also very item dependent. Yes, it can do a lot of damage. Yes, it can help shut down the back line, but in this case, he's not really going to be able to get onto LeBlanc. And Sivir has a spell shield. So, and also, if he goes into the back line, he's probably just going to be depth charged and forced out of the fight. It's an interesting pick. I have to say, I really think that there are much better top lane picks right now that provide more versatility. But if you get ahead on Fizz and he gets rolling with Cinderhulk, he does become a big terror. But I also am of the opinion that really snowballing picks are not good. So I have my own biases coming into this for sure. I just am not.
What? Wait, you biases? No. No, I don't believe that for 1 second. That doesn't sound like the Monte Cristo I know.
I just like high probability, reliable League of Legends.
You like the safe bet.
I like the safe bet.
That's right. Well, we'll see if SBENU's unsafe bet will get them a win against NaJin here in Game 1. Time to get into the game and find out. Here we go. SBENU Sonicboom versus NaJin e-mFire. Victor and the Fizz was also the name of my 1950s doo-wop band as well. What do you know? The golden tones of Victor and the Fizz.
It's a great name for a band, actually.
It is, isn't it? Retirement planned.
So, Sasin, too, on this Victor is going to be the only one on his team that has wave clear. And that's another thing you have to consider with Fizz, is that his wave clear is his playful trickster. But the problem with that is that even if you're under the tower, of course you could say, well, Hecarim has melee wave clear. Well, you would be correct. But Hecarim, he doesn't die to a tower dive if he uses his wave clear. The issue is if you stack up a big minion wave on Fizz and he uses playful trickster and then you tower dive him, especially in a lane swap situation, he's just dead. There's nothing you can do about that one.
Yep,
you
no
just
escape.
You just die. So you have a choice between losing your tower or dying, or both. You know, so it's not a great.
I don't like either of those choices. I don't want to do that. Well, OQ having a great time already, and I will say, to OQ's credit, the OQ moments this season have been much less.
He had a talk with Zephyr. That's what he said during one of his interviews about not
right.
OQing.
Not OQing. Let's pull an OQ. It's like a Gromp start for Watch, and we'll see if they give it over to him. They will.
Okay. So we are going to just get standard lanes in this game. Rumble going to go ahead and do that Wolf camp while Fizz does Gromp with his Smite. So he will get that Gromp buff nice and early here.
Yep.
And Fizz actually going to go do Wolves also. So it's like a double jump camp. Duke is still struggling with the Wolves by himself.
Awkward.
Nearly dies.
Thought he was Scion for a moment. He's like, wait a second, I shouldn't die against his first camp.
So he's going to go back before TPing up into the top side. Grab some.
Oh, wow. Nuclear just tumbled right into the stun. That was adorable.
And Sasin having some trouble early in this lane.
Yeah.
So for me, this is going to depend on how much NaJin can make plays around this bottom lane. Any teleport plays with Vayne, you know, if we get that 3v3 or that 4v4 in the bottom lane with Fizz and Vayne down there, could get a little bit dicey for SBENU if NaJin finds a chance to make an early play in this game.
Well, they're certainly putting the pressure on already. All lanes for NaJin seem pushing pretty decently in their favor. But here comes Watch, deciding not to go in onto this lane. No real gank opportunities, and
no.
We've seen a lot of Evelyn's just farming up pretty hardcore in the first few minutes of the game anyway.
That was actually some good pathing by Watch. So you notice he went into the river, placed the ward down so that it covers the entrances so that Catch, if he gets up there, right as Duke is pressing forward. Then he walks through Tribrush to make sure that a Rek'Sai isn't wrapping around for the gank before going over to the Krugs. So very safe pathing, really helping Duke out there. Meanwhile, Ward at his Raptors right now, so he's going to start those. Watch will get found out. Looks like he is choosing to remain invisible, however, knowing that there's a ward. Looks like they knew there was a ward there.
No, I mean, it's a... Is it a common place right now against Evelyn's? I feel
Pure.
like I've seen it before. Pure coming up as well with that roam. They're going to catch Sasin going in. Can they actually do the damage, though? Sasin getting low. Goon goes in for one more hit. Looks like the berry will be just enough.
Oh.
That was close, but Sasin stays alive. Burns both summoners to do it. But a couple burned on NaJin as well, too.
But notice who used the Ignite there. It was Pure, not Goon.
Right.
So basically, they're up a summoner in that mid lane right now. Watch did not use his flash. So that is a pretty big advantage for a return gank. And Pure, you know, he's not really going to need that Ignite in the bottom lane against this Vayne Thresh lane. So he's pretty comfortable laning a summoner down at the current time. So nice play there by Pure onto the mid lanes, trying to give Sasin a bit of trouble. We'll see what Goon goes back and gets. Wow, another Doran's Ring. So just going really hard early. Wants to take down this Victor and really snowball out of the laning phase.
Do you feel like it's a little bit dangerous to go with Ignite on Nautilus rather than an Exhaust against a Vayne on the other side?
Yep, and a Fizz. Yeah, there's definitely an argument to be made for that. So, and they also don't have, they're not going to have a challenging smite from the Skirmisher Saber this game either. So yes, I would, that's a great point. Definitely dangerous.
All right. OQ and Pure still pushing up this bot lane now. And a pretty huge CS lead, actually, for OQ already in this game.
To be expected, though. If you get this 2v2 versus Vayne, you're going to take some lumps early on. OQ just going to grab some mana back from blocking that death sentence. And then continue to farm up right now. Very defensive warding, but look how much NaJin's pushing up. They're really using the lack of wave clear to their credit right now.
Wow, Soul really low up in top.
And really far behind in terms of CS.
Yeah.
And continues to take chip damage off of his tower. Watch perhaps looking for a dive. They are going to see Watch. They're going to see each other, actually.
Yep.
Right there. So
Tremor Sense will catch him if seeing the ward put down didn't.
So right now, what NaJin is doing is just warding forward, trying to play up on their 2 lanes while ganking middle.
Oh, catch. Watch managed to smite away. Did he? No, he didn't.
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, he did get it. Okay, I was looking for the effect. Yep. Oh, Pure gets grabbed by the Death Sent. It's going to take a bit of damage from Nuclear, but OQ comes in to deliver a bit of auto-attacking himself. Oh, gets flayed, though. Man, this spot lane is getting a bit bloody here.
NaJin's playing really well. Here comes Watch.
And there's a stun. Watch actually trapped under turret. Whoops.
That was a...
Oh, Watch.
I don't know why you would walk into the gravity field right there, but, you know, Watch, maybe not known for the best ganks over the course of his career.
Not exactly, no. Oh, Pure managed just to dodge
Here we go.
and somehow goes in on a Nuclear. Nice hook from Pure. Watch and Goon coming down as well, too. Nuclear in big trouble. Nice condemn onto Watch against the wall. Oh, secret. Oh, you tried.
Great re-engage there, and you have to communicate that better if you're SBENU. You can't keep putting yourself in danger's way.
Yeah.
And NaJin managed to get their jungler and their mid laner from mid lane down to bottom lane during the course of that skirmish with very little communication from SBENU or a willingness to back off. Sure, Pure landed the hook, but even so, that's a pretty big kill onto LeBlanc.
Yeah, not bad at all.
So back to what I was saying, NaJin playing this early game really smart. They've identified the lanes with subpar wave clear, warded aggressively for them, gotten some deep wards into the jungle so that they can just keep on pushing. And then what Watch has been doing is just walking into the jungle to keep eyes on catch and repeatedly ganking the mid lane to free up Goong to roam and start tower diving. So I really like what we're seeing from NaJin. I think this is a very clear game plan, and they're abusing some of the weaknesses of SBENU's composition. Yeah. Now, should SBENU get into the late game, this is a pretty fearsome comp for sure.
Well, especially if that Victor doesn't get held back as well. But at least it looks like NaJin is taking it seriously, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And they seem to have a clarity of thought that has been frequently lacking in NaJin's games.
So with Soul having issues with wave clear, what do you think about him going for the Skirmisher's Saver before the other part?
The Bomby Cinder?
The Bomby Cinder, right.
Well, I think he may want to duel and maybe get a gank down up here. So if he can trade effectively using that smite. Also, he may want to just go back and farm the Gromp and get more gold from it. There are a couple options for that right now, but you can win trades with that item, but Duke really punishing him. And that's the thing about Duke is probably the best 1v1 top laner in Korea. He does have his faults in other areas, just sometimes he's a little bit late in terms of his teleports, and his communication with his teammates can be off at times, but purely in terms of his 1v1ing, it's been really good. So
Sawson's got flash. Goon
nice
going
trade.
anywhere. Oh, misses the chains.
If he had hit that chain, but he came in on that death ray for the trade, and Watch continuing just to camp Sawson in mid.
Right.
And it's keeping Catch around. Look, Catch is responding right now to Watch's tempo entirely. Catch has to play around the mid lane in what is a losing 2v2 at the moment, and he can't respond to everything that's going on. And look at this. It's allowing Duke just to walk in the jungle right now, start harassing the blue buff because they have control over the waves. They have a big farm advantage in top and bottom, and this is great play from NaJin.
Wow, Duke doing a ton of damage to Catch, and it looks like NaJin's going to be able to just take this blue buff away. Goong already having his, just doing a lot of poke to Sawson. And this could set up a pretty decent dragon.
Oh,
wow, he got it. Smited it away.
Yep, and that was a miscalculation on the smite by Watch. He left it with about 20 HP on the smite. So mistake by Watch allows Soul to pick up a blue buff. That is going to be quite annoying for Duke, who had built up a nice little lead for himself in the top side. There's Watch.
Looking embarrassed.
Smite misser.
Aw. It's rough. You don't want to anger Duke. You don't like him when he's angry. Incredible Duke.
His Excellency, the Duke of the top lane.
Successor to Flame. First of his name.
but it was the second of his name.
Flame?
No. Duke is the second of his name.
Oh, well.
Was Leopard first.
That's true. second name of his name. Second name.
All right. Catch trying to
yeah.
be sneaky right here. This is dangerous, considering that they don't have control over mid and bottom at the moment.
They might get away with it, though.
Is not going to see this one.
Yeah, I think they're going to actually be able to grab it. And SBENU showing that they still can be a bit tricky, a bit solid here in the early game. Yeah, clean dragon for SBENU, not bad.
Yeah, they're going to see that dragon buff come up on the other members of SBENU. Missed that hook. Watch is here for a gank. Can't find it. No eyes on the dragon, though. And LeBlanc backing right there did make it difficult.
Yep. Morellonomicon now for Goong, so he did finish his first big item. We'll see if Saucin is able to do something. I suppose Saucin's been upgrading his item as well, too. The Hextech Core.
The Hextech Core?
Yep.
No, he's just
he hasn't done it yet, has he?
No, he has not. This is very odd. He's going for an Athene, so really wants that early magic resistance instead of what we typically see, which is that... Oh, he has upgraded.
Pierre taking a lot of damage here. He gets the ult down onto Nuclear, though. Pierre running away, gets taken down. Kill goes to Secret. And OQ not really in a position to chase this down and go for any revenge.
Yep.
So, nice gank by SBENU.
Yeah, a little bit too far forward, and Pierre uses his ults. 2 summoners still can't get out of it. Meanwhile, only 2 summoners used on the side of SBENU.
Yeah. So the CS lead still, good in top and bottom, but SBENU finding little ways to stay relevant to the game. Sneaking that dragon game, kill bop, and here comes Watch. Big damage onto Nuclear here. Secret very low as well, but wow, they take down OQ. Watch trying to get a kill too. He manages to catch. Soul teleporting down along with Duke. There's Equalizer. Secret gets burned down, and Soul in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to have to give another kill over to Duke. That's a double now. And Goong comes down to take out Nuclear under the turret. So NaJin responding to that kill in bot lane with 4 for themselves.
Wow. So that is what I'm talking about when we talk about Fizz relevance in a TP situation. He had finished his Cinder Hulk, but he just can't lay down the same kind of AoE. And as a reminder, that was a 3v4 until Goog showed up just to pick somebody off at the end. So that Rumble doing a hell of a lot more. Let's look at the start of this fight. Sure, Death Sentence is down. It's a good ultimate. The catch is still waiting there. They are low, but they take out OQ fairly quickly. But then this Fizz just kind of, he misses his ult onto Watch, but even if he hits it, Duke still chases him down right there and probably still drops the Equalizer to kill Secret. I don't see a way Soul gets out of that alive. Either way, Duke's getting a double.
And it seems, do you feel like Saucin was just really late in following Goong down to the bot lane as well, too?
Well, hard to be quick in following a LeBlanc, to be fair.
Okay, that's true. Point taken. Victor is not the speediest champion in League of Legends.
Yeah, and he's also just not very well equipped to deal with that kind of team fighting yet. But Goong, again, showing up on LeBlanc, and this has always been one of Goong's champions. He plays it very well. Just a matter how good NaJin is seems to fluctuate, and how good Goong is on how many bans Goong gets against him. Is there a meta where there are power picks like Callista, like Ryze on this match that have to be banned? Well, that's going to free up picks for Goong. And when Goong is free to pick between his usually 4 to 5 champions that he can play at any given time, he's going to do well. He's like a lesser version of Dade, where his picks are pretty damn scary, but there aren't that many of them.
Yeah, I think the really interesting thing is when the meta inevitably goes through its changes. Later on in the season as patches come and go, will Goong be able to remain relevant?
It's always the question.
Historically, the answer is no, but we'll see if maybe he's turned things around here. Oh, Watch. Takes a down from catch, has to ult as well. Now he's going to turn things around. Goong coming up. Got to be careful, though. They don't have a ton of vision there. Yeah, Goong just poking a little bit. Gets the chains onto Secret, though.
Oh, this could be really good for NaJin. Yeah, they just back out. As soon as they see that Goong was about to have his ultimate available again, and there was an Equalizer staring them in the face. But with that roam from Secret, more pressure comes down on the bottom turret, and NaJin just able to finally, looks like, finish that tower off, and that's going to go down.
Yeah, top lane really low too. Equalizer used onto Soul here. Ult onto Duke didn't do a whole lot, and that's going to be pretty much a solo, almost a solo kill. Oh, there we go. Goom finishing things off.
Goodbye.
And vanishing.
Oh, that was a
and
bad
back.
chain.
That's a
wrong way.
reverse chain. Oh, well. It happens.
It's better. Like, whoops, my chain.
It's better to do that right after you get a kill than before and then miss it. Yeah.
Having a laugh right there, but he did use the distortion well to safely pick up that kill. And we're really, I think, seeing the weakness of the Cinderhulk Fizz in this particular game. Difficult to farm early. Yes, and to be fair, it is also Soul versus Duke.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it was Duke on Fizz and Soul on Rumble, it would be closer. But even so, Duke showing how to shut it down here, showing its weakness in some of these teleport ganks, and then just in the early skirmishes. If the Fizz gets behind, which he is now, 50 CS, and I mean, this Rumble is massively fed.
We could see the Flame Horizon reached by Duke this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And mid lane turret about ready to go down as well, too. And with all three outer turrets being down, if NaJin can do that before Dragon comes up, they're going to have, well, they already have so much presence over that part of the map right now.
NaJin's played this game out really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's been interesting. I mean, SBENU has been able to take little edges here and there, but have never been able to gain any sort of significant ground. Do you think the problem for SBENU right now, in this game at least, kind of remains in the individual play rather than the overall team decision-making?
I think this game, what happened was they picked this composition with low wave clear on the side lanes, and NaJin made absolutely the right calls with their comp to punish their early game weakness. And, I mean, they did have a nice gank in the bottom side, the first one, and they did have a nice early dragon. So you can't take some of their catches play has been pretty good.
Oh, that was close.
Can't quite.
Uh-oh, flash ult onto Sauce, and now they're going to try to catch this Victor. Looks like they will almost do it, but they get out in the red buff pit for now. No, silly me, you can't escape from Goon. There is no escape. Watch trying to chase catch through the jungle. Looks like they'll be satisfied with just that. Goon trying to escape here. Soul comes in from behind, nearly takes up here. OQ actually getting a little bit low as well. They need to be careful. Duke teleporting down now. This could be a pretty good equalizer. Everybody's starting to line up. They break up now. There we go. Oh, that was disappointing. Oh, the anti-hype equalizer. They're going to get the mid lane turret out of this, though, so all's well that ends well. Got the dragon, got a kill, got the mid lane turret. Not bad for NaJin. And by not bad, I mean really good. There's 7K gold ahead at 18 minutes. And looks like this one's going to be a pretty easy game one win.
This is a really well executed game plan from NaJin. I am surprised to see them having something so clean and with such good forethought, because NaJin has never been a team this year that lacked in individual talent. It lacked coordination. It was they had such strong individuals on paper. You know, you look at guys like Duke and OQ, who individually are arguably top tier at their positions, but just who couldn't work together as a unit.
Right.
It was very interesting, but this game, not having that problem.
They're going to try to, SBENU's going to try to switch Nuclear and Secret up to this top lane to try to push down this turret into 2v1 as fast as they can, I suppose.
Well, Duke's Equalizer is going to be up by the time that wave hits the tower, and that will shut that down immediately.
Yeah. Plenty fed. Plenty tanky enough, too, with that Seeker's Arm Guard, I think, against this particular Vayne.
Yeah, Duke not even going to have to use it. They're not pushing particularly hard. They're scared. They don't have a whole lot of wards in their jungle right now. Evelyn could absolutely be in there.
True enough. Wow, meanwhile, some action down in bot lane, or mid lane. Saucin evaporated. Oh, hook dodged by Watch. Secret not able to land it.
That feel when you have to deal with a Fed LeBlanc.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really nothing he can do right now.
Yeah.
Against Kung's LeBlanc, and Watch just popping out of the shadows for a singular hate spike to steal away the kill.
Why not? You got to get something on that Evelyn, right? You have to have some reason to be like, Evelyn's really good against the Rex side. Look at all these kills. I'm 204.
Yeah. Well, Watch has been doing, I think he's pressured the right places. I'm not sure it mattered how matter much which champion he was playing, as Goong continues just to go crazy on everyone from SBENU's team.
Yep, it's kind of a shooting gallery for LeBlanc from now on.
I would be terrified. Yep. At least they have an Aegis.
I don't know if I'd be terrified against this. I would just be kind of like depressed and resigned to my fate if I was SBENU, you know? I would have that look, you know, that Secret does in the player picture. And
here's where Soul can't use Playful Trickster to clear this wave because LeBlanc is coming down. Oh, you want to see him die? Oh, he's not going. Goong not going that way around. But he has to back off immediately. Goong's not on the map. Rumble's pushing the mid lane. And so after that Playful Trickster is used, he has no choice but just to back off the tower.
Yeah, pretty much. And NaJin able to get that turret a little bit below half health because of it. Yeah, this is not going to be one of our longer games. You think NaJin should be able to close it out fairly quickly, too.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I think they will. Unless OQing could slow it down.
It's true, but no, he learned his lesson, man. He learned. No more OQ moments, which is too bad because there's some great photoshops of that.
And that's what we live for, Doa, the dank memes.
That's right. Yep. SBENU joined the league too early to win games, but joined just in time to be the victim of dank memes. Soul manages. He's at least stealing objectives with Smite. So he's got that going for him.
Now, he's also going Trinity Force, and I'm not exactly sure who he thinks he's going to be threatening with this Trinity Force in this game. Instead of going for a Frozen Heart, which presents its own problems because he's against double AP.
I think he'd have a pretty one-sided fight against Pure. Yeah.
That's probably true.
But once Pure gets that Righteous Glory, I don't know. I think it might be a little bit difficult. Yeah, we're on 5.10, so the talisman buffs did come in, but I still feel like it's a hard choice when you weigh it against Righteous Glory. You know?
Oh, I think it's a very easy choice, and that choice is Righteous Glory.
Well, it's a hard choice to pick it over Righteous Glory is what I'm saying. It is both a hard choice and an easy choice.
I did the old switcheroo on you.
The old Monty switcheroo. Oh, you. I can't take you anywhere.
But when you factor in the sustain that the Catalyst gives you and the tankiness,
Oh, all right. Well, SBENU tries for a desperation engage here, but already people getting pretty low there. Secret goes for a hook onto Goong. He lands it. Soul in the back line getting killed. Meanwhile, Saucin doing what he can. Big group for NaJin, though. NaJin getting fairly low, but 2 kills already. And, yeah, Goong just starting to evaporate people. Saucin getting very, very low. Nuclear on the run as well. Not a lot Vayne can do. 1v5. If she's not fed, that is near perfect ace.
Wow, NaJin actually
ace.
Played that team fight really badly, but still won just because they have a massive gold advantage at this time because Duke dropped an extremely poor equalizer during that fight.
I was kind of expecting a lot of them to die when they all grouped up in jungle and Saucin was coming in.
With his Chaos Storm. So SBENU actually team fought that much better, but without the items, they're just not there to have that same effect. Goong up at 6-0-1 right now, and that, I believe, will be enough to move him into first place overall in this league in terms of kills.
Certainly could be. At least for the day, anyway. At least until SK Telecom plays.
Let's take a look at this again. So we do see Catch taking a lot of damage early, but then Soul comes in onto the back line, starts to harass OQ, but gets focused down pretty quickly right there. And Duke just walks in, misses his equalizer, and then has to flash back out. Still taunting a little bit from the side, and Watch is going to abandon it. OQ will flash forward for the last kill, and then
it's just called being really ahead.
Saucin gets cornered in the Raptor pit and converged on from all sides.
You know, with a place on the map called the Raptor Pit, Riot's really missing out on like doing some sort of tie-in with Jurassic World coming out, you know?
They change it to Velociraptors for a patch.
Yep, that's right.
The sponsorship opportunities are really being missed out on. I agree, Dylan.
Yeah, that's right. When the game starts, you can just hear Samuel L. Jackson say, "Hold on to your butts," instead of "Welcome to Summoner's Rift."
I love it. Where's the Mad Max tie-in with the Piltover custom Blitzcrank?
Yeah, exactly. You could
you just attach Mad Max to the front of Blitzcrank.
There's so many options, so many tie-ins you could do, you know? We have a lot of kind of unofficial tie-ins with champions. I feel like let's get some official ones in there, you know? Why not? Yeah, when somebody pops like any sort of Shirelia's-esque active on an item, you could hear Jeff Goldblum saying, "Must go faster," you know, from when the T-Rex was chasing him in the original Jurassic Park.
I love it.
Be great.
I'm not looking forward to Jurassic World, though. I'm scared to hold
I
me.
think it's going to be pretty bad. I don't know. I'm not. Probably not going to see that one. It makes me sad, but there's only been one good Jurassic Park movie.
It's very true.
Yeah. It's been more than 20 years since that's happened.
That is actually scary.
22 years, actually.
Damn.
Yeah. You know, the keychain for my apartment keys right now is actually a Jurassic Park Velociraptor keychain from 1994. It's
That's
like
awesome.
It's a real thing. I'm so Jurassic Park hipster, aren't I?
Did you know that that was the first PG-13 movie I ever saw in theaters?
Me too, actually. No way. Yeah, it was. Yep. My friend Jesse Borkhardt and I went to that. We were all excited. It was PG-13. And had dinosaurs. That movie's awesome. We brought his little brother along, too. We snuck him in there, and the poor kid had nightmares for weeks. Worth.
All right. Well, this has been a really fun Baron dance going on for the last few minutes.
We had a good conversation about Jurassic Park, you know? I feel like things got done.
The reminiscing. That was really the most important part.
We have so much in common,
SBENU
Monte
versus
Cristo.
NaJin.
That movie was good. I want to go watch it again now.
I actually watched it again recently. It was great.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch it this weekend, maybe. When Goong ruled the earth. He is more like a raptor than a Tyrannosaurus, though. You know, he's quick and agile, and you know,
Tricky. He comes in from the side.
Yeah,
too.
it's not the raptor you saw in front of you. It's the two you never even saw coming in from the side. You know, that's right. You could say that Goong doesn't look scary, more like a 6-foot turkey, but no, Sam Neill would prove you wrong. He would scar you emotionally for life with his tale of Goong attacking you from within the brushes. Yep. Are they going to lose a turret?
No. Are they going to get engaged on by this Evelyn?
I think so. Watch comes in from the side. Box goes down. Duke looking for a spot to lay down that equalizer. Watch getting a little bit low. Soul the kill there. Equalizer comes down now. OQ on the outside needs to back off for just a moment. Nuclear positioning fairly well here. Has to flash out of that hook. Nice response there. They catch. Of course. OQ manages to get the double kill anyway, and now Goong should help finish off people fairly easily. Saucin extremely low. Goong chasing, dodging the gravity field. And here
Pure
comes
looking
Pure.
for the finisher.
There's a dodge. Hook's not hitting anywhere. Pure! No! Oh, okay, that was a close one. Uh-oh. He's okay.
He just got bounced back into the gravity field.
Well, another near ace for NaJin. Only losing Watch there. And Oki's just going to celebrate by taking out the mid lane inhibitor turret, I suppose.
What a sweet celebration it is, too.
Yep. Sometimes.
Can't do anything more, though, thanks to Catch showing up and Soul as well.
Operation Get OQ. They got the knockup. OQ turning around, and he's going to get killed by Catch. Oh, well.
Finished off with the Rek'Sai E, but he did open up that inhibitor. Now Pink's going down.
That wasn't quite an OQ
SBENU
moment.
could try a Desperation Baron right now.
I think that's really their only choice, you know.
They do have 2 smites and quite a bit of damage from this Fizz.
Could get it.
And the Vayne. Definitely an option, but Watch is here.
And teleport coming in from Duke as well. Equalizer back up, and it looks like SBENU, missing the ult with
this
that
equalizer
Fizz.
could be huge.
And it is huge. Does a lot of damage, catches a lot of people, and then the ult comes in from Watch. Oh, the humanity, but looks like they won't get any kills out of it. They'll just chase him away, and this
No, but they'll get a Baron. They'll
right.
get a Baron out of it, though.
Yeah.
There was so much damage dealt to SBENU that they could have a hard time contesting this one. Looks like NaJin wants to just take the safer route and grab the dragon and then push into the mid lane, taking number 3 here. That's interesting. I think they could have punished that a little bit harder, either by going mid and taking inhib and then doing this, but they may want that equalizer back up again before they try and fight.
Yeah, looking a little bit lazy in the later stages of the game here.
I just don't think they're punishing as hard as they could.
Yeah.
But they don't really have to. They played an excellent early game.
Sure enough, the Flame Horizon has been reached by Duke now. 102 CS ahead of Seoul. Not too bad.
I'd say that's pretty damn good.
Yep.
All right, so Equalizer seconds away from being back up, and that is going to be the time to prompt another. There it is.
Oh, there it is, yeah. All right, well, I guess it just gives you an earlier Baron, doesn't it, if they decide to turn around? But no, they want the fight. Duke maybe throwing that down a little bit early there.
Well, he got some damage down and the Leandry's proc. They still saved all the rest of their ultimates. And
well, if they are going to take the Baron.
Well, they're going to bait it with their Sivir ult and poke, and they... Ketch is going to see them with the Tremor Sense.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody like running around in the Baron pit right there to fool the Rek'Sai. You have to do a little bit of acting if you want to try and bait Baron against Rek'Sai. In general, you can't just sit there, especially you can't move.
You certainly can't run back and forth in the Speed Shrine. Yeah, that's a little bit of a giveaway. Wow, a lot of damage onto Secret. And there's Sivir ult activated. There's no ward protecting. There's the ult on the Nuclear now. We'll see if he can get away. Nope, he's immediately gone. And that inhibitor is going to be taken by NaJin, and we'll see if they just push ahead for the win here. They don't necessarily need a whole lot else, but no. They're going to pull back and take that Baron, I suppose.
Yep, take the inhibitor, chain it right into the Baron. The Vayne is gone.
They could have just probably pushed for the win, though, couldn't they?
Yeah, they had Equalizer again.
Vayne was gone.
Yeah, they could have, probably, actually.
Well, I mean, this is the safer route, I suppose. All right, well, Goong deciding that he doesn't even need to help with Baron, because he doesn't.
He's just there to kill somebody on the outside if they get too close.
Pretty much.
Punish that, and he's quite good at punishing that right now with his 580 AP.
Oh, don't end the game. You have to save bottom turret.
Yeah, NaJin, they are sometimes overly conservative in how they close games. There's not really a lot of threat here from SBENU. There's not something that they should really be afraid of. They can just dive as much as they want.
I call this style going for the Fox News sponsorship.
The conservative.
Play as conservatively as possible. Overly conservative.
Well, here we go. They found a wave that they want to push forward, and they'll go ahead and ride that one out. It's like Goong going to make his way over from the blue buff towards his team eventually. Watch. Setting up right now, making sure there's not a flank. That could be dangerous to his team going on. They may try and bait this one in. They don't see him right now. He's been immobile, so if anybody down is him.
There we go. All right, just taking down another turret. Wow. Okay, so somewhere in there Soul died. And now they're going to pop the Sivir ultimate onto Sassen again. He's going to flash ahead. There's the Equalizer. Sassen gets completely blown up. Double kill already for Goong. Nuclear a bit low. Make that a triple. Are we going to see? Oh, Rumble denies the Penta. Oh, Duke. Watch decides to take one too. Why not? And NaJin, after getting that nearly perfect ace yet again, will go ahead and end the game against SBENU. Pretty clean for the most part. Overall, GG.
Yeah, I mean, under 35 minutes, and I'm really impressed with how hard NaJin punished SBENU in terms of their low wave clear side lanes and the repeated camping of the mid lane to prevent Ketch from doing anything while Rumble and